Today we have Josh Adams at the podium. We'll get started.
Josh, were you watching the rankings last night? What were you doing with? Remember your reaction? You can tell us what your reaction was, and how do you think it affects the team going forward?
I was not actually watching. I wasn't near TV last night. I'm involved in the practicum class here, which basically allows us to mentor kids who are in the foster care system. So I was hanging out with my friend David. We were just hanging out, playing little cards. So I wasn't actually near TV.
Josh, what was your reaction or when you saw and heard what the strength and conditioning program would be like back in March or whenever that was implemented, as far as, is this good, is it going to work, what's it going to do for me, that sort of stuff?
I was excited because I was ready to go. I was ready to move forward in the journey that I was on. I was ready for this team, and I believe the rest of the guys were ready to see where we could go, preparing for the next season. We had already put the previous season behind us, and we were ready to move forward together. And, I was excited, just like a lot of the guys, to see what was coming next and, just prepare for, what we're, experiencing now. So there's a lot of excitement. Of course, I was, couldn't wait to see how everything else would turn out. But, no, I was definitely ready.
When did you see that, okay, this works and it's going to help me out in the long run?
From the moment, that, Coach Kelly told us, and the moment that, we started to hear about all the different changes that we were going through, I think the guys in this room, the guys on this team were more concerned about each other than anything else that was going on, because, they kind of took it upon themselves to say, hey, we're gonna pick this thing up together. So, just from that standpoint, just having that mindset of, we're going to change this thing around. And, of course, Coach Kelly just, laid out the blueprint and kind of left it to us. But it wasn't more so finding out about Coach Bayless, being here, although we love him here. We love seeing him every day. He brings that energy. But it was more of, guys on the team, changing the mindset of having, we're going to change this thing around.
How has that program made you a better player?
It's done wonders. Obviously, you see how it has affected us physically. We're holding up a lot better. We're really, from a physical standpoint, dominating our opponents. And mentally, we're stronger mentally. We did a lot of mental training throughout the off season. Not only getting our bodies right, but getting our minds right and prepared for, kind of playing each opponent. But it's been a long journey, and it's been a lot of fun. We had fun, pushing our limits and testing, where we were at, competing. That's something that, we had a lot of fun with in the spring and the offseason, is competing with each other and seeing, who can lift the most weights, who can run the fastest, bring a little fun back to, playing football, just competing with the guys that are around you and just seeing how better you can get and how much you can push them. But it did numbers for a lot of areas.
How much better do you feel physically this November, maybe compared to last November?
I don't really remember how I was feeling last November. I couldn't tell you, but I do know that I'm feeling pretty good right now. Of course, we just came off of the game, so that's pretty much normal. Can't really change much about having a little bruise here and there, cut up on my legs. That's nothing new. But from a physical standpoint, I feel pretty good.
Does it feel like you only have 4 games left? Like you feel like you're still getting stronger even as November's here?
The fact that we've been taking, this season one game at a time, and from a physical standpoint, it feels like, I can go as long as, I need to. Just the fact that, we're only focusing on one game at that particular moment. I'm ready for that next game. And, if you're talking like that, I think that, I'm prepared for each game that we're going to play, because from the beginning of the season, we set out for a journey like this to go for a long season. And mentally and physically, I feel like, I'm prepared to do that.
Hey, Josh, you've been watching the course this week since
They have a lot of similarities. Excuse me. Of course, they have a lot of. They're going to bring a lot of things that we haven't seen. Each team that we've played this year has brought something new, to us, and we've had to adjust to that. But they show a lot of similarities to when I was here freshman year. But we know that they're going to give us their best, and we're just preparing for that. I mean, he always brings a challenge for us every time we go against the defense. So I wouldn't say it's anything new. It's always a challenge trying to compete against our guys on defense. And I think that has better prepared us for every game, not just this game. But of course, it helps having him, him coming from the system over there. Just kind of getting some tips and tails. However we can get an advantage, and it always helps.
Yes, you'd mentioned sort of working with foster care. How did you get involved?
So I always wanted to do something like that, just to kind of just connect with little kids. I mean, when I was a kid, I had people that I looked up to. Specifically, there was a running back who was at my school. I looked up to him before I got to high school, but his path really didn't turn out the right way, and I wanted to do better than that. And it's basically a course that you can sign up for. I had to switch my schedule around to kind of make it work, but it was something that I was really interested in, and I was going to make it happen. So it's just a course I signed up for. You're randomly assigned a kid to kind of hang out with and kind of mentor and be a positive influence in their life. And I was given a great kid. His name's David. We have a lot of fun hanging out. I try to go hang out with him whenever my schedule permits it, because I don't have a lot of free time on my hands. But no, it's great. He's coming to the game. I really wanted to show him a good time and really show him the good side of things. Obviously being involved in the foster care system isn't the best thing, but just making the best out of his situation and just trying to show him a good time, have fun, be a friend.
What's the name of the course, and where do you guys meet?
So it's a practicum in child maltreatment. We meet in Hager Hall, which is near North Dining Hall, every Friday, so it's a Friday course. I mean, it's pretty much, it's not much of a class as it is an opportunity to, make a difference in a kid's life. Of course, we have to learn about, child maltreatment. We have to learn about, the system and, what kids go through, ranging from a bunch of different things, how they get into that situation in the first place. So there is learning involved, but it's just about, building that relationship and trying to positively impact, your mentees' lives.
Where do you get together with David? Was it Robinson Center?
Oh, no. So I do whatever is convenient for him. So obviously, I get out of practice pretty late, so I go over, as soon as practice ends. But he's in school, so I'll probably just go to his house. He's only 10 years old, so his bedtime is probably like 9 o'clock. So I can only spend a few minutes with him, but however long I can make it happen, I'll make sure that I can do that. But I'll just go over to his house, hang out with him. We'll talk for hours. He's very talkative. He has a lot of energy. But we'll just hang out. And I would love to get him out the house, but can't get him out the house at 8 o'clock at night. So.
Assuming he's a fan.
Yeah, he's a fan now. He is. I ask him all the time if he saw me play. He's just getting to learn about football a little bit more. His foster mom Teresa knows football a little bit, so she tries to help him out a little with the rules and all that stuff. But he knows I'm doing pretty well. He knows I'm doing good, so that's a good thing about it. But I try to help him, teach him a little bit about the sport.
Just
this class just this semester is when it started. This is your first sort of involvement in this.
Yeah, it's my first time doing something like this. It's been a lot of fun just to, not just me, learning about other, the other kids in my class, learning about, their mentees and their experiences with them. Just learning about another person's life and, their story and their background. Of course I have my own experiences, but, learning about somebody else's experiences and, how that impacted them and, who they are today. I mean, it's just a lot of fun just connecting with those stories and trying to, do something greater, for a bigger purpose. So.
Are you the only football player in this class?
I'm the only boy in the class. Yeah, I'm the only boy in the class. That was a little shocker for me. But I mean, it's an experience. I'm adjusting to it. I can't relate to a lot of the stories, but so some of the other students, they have girl mentees, and they'll talk about like boys and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if I can help much there, but I try to help wherever I can. Obviously, I'm not a talkative person, so I just speak about my experiences with my mentee. But no, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely an experience to remember.
Josh, following up on Pete's question, what's the biggest thing you've taken away from the relationship with him?
I mean, he's a good person. I mean, he's been through a lot, but he has such a good heart, and he loves to help others. He talks about how he helps helps the kids in the daycare that he goes to, and he's only 10 years old, so he's definitely has those qualities of being a leader. And it's just amazing to see how optimistic he is, even after everything that he's gone through. And it helps, I can relate to it because, I've been through a lot at my young age, but, just looking at the good side of things, I mean, I just love a person who has a good heart and who just, wants to help others and wants to do better. I mean, it's just fun to hang out with him. He's very fun. We played cards the other day, and he was guessing the cards right. Thought he was doing a magic trick, but there was a mirror behind me, so he was just holding it up, and it took me a while to figure it out. But just having moments like that, you can't script that kind of stuff, and I mean, it's just fun hanging out with him.
Getting back to football, your name prominently mentioned around the country. What would you like people around the country to know about you as a runner? What do you define you?
I mean, I just do what I can to get in the end zone. I mean, however it works, however I can pull it off, that's what I try to do. I wouldn't say that I'm any one specific type of runner. I mean, obviously I'm tall. Everybody knows that. But, I just try to make it work for me. I don't think there's any magic involved in that. But, however other people see me, it is what it is. But I'm just focused on doing what I can, however I can do it to help my team win games.
Josh, has all the Heisman talk, is it in a way uncomfortable for you to have to hear everyone, saying so many positive things about you? It seems like, you kind of prefer not to be in that kind of limelight.
I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable. It's just who I am. I don't look at things that way. Obviously, I don't have a Twitter, so I don't really hear much about it unless you come up to me and tell me. But no, it's definitely cool. It's humbling. But again, it's not me. It's all God's work, and it's all the guys on my team who've helped me get there. So, just to see their excitement, especially my teammates. I know it's because they're not only happy for me, but they're happy with how far this team has come, because that's a result of what we've done as a team and how far we've come and the journey we've been on. So. I know they have good intentions, and they know me. They'll sometimes you can't hide that excitement of wanting to tell somebody something, but they're not blasting me with news of this or that, but because they know that I'm not really paying attention to it anyway. So.
The 33 chucking is obviously centered around you, but involves the rest of the team. How important was that for you that they presented this this idea to you, probably, that involved everybody?
So I'm just now like understanding the concept of it. When they when they first came to me, it took me a while. I was like, I don't understand any of it, but let's go with it. It's definitely team oriented. It's based on the team, of course, the 11 guys on special team, offense and defense. I'm loving the concept now, just of highlighting other guys on the team and highlighting the fact that those individual awards come from the result of the team, and I think a lot of people miss that. You wouldn't know about those individuals unless their team was doing good. So we're definitely doing something special here. Just being able to have everybody included in that and have everybody share that experience is something special. And you definitely don't get that at a lot of places. And I think it's pretty cool what they're doing. I'm just now grasping the whole idea of it.
How do you guys, obviously there's been noise about that. You've done a good job kind of seeming to block that out, but obviously there's the rankings and you guys doing well. How as a team do you try to put the bubble up to make sure it doesn't affect you guys in any way?
I don't think anybody is really concerned with that. I think that we're so locked in on our goal, we're so focused in on what we want to accomplish that other stuff just flies right by us. I mean, we're so determined on what we want to accomplish, and we know that we can't take anybody we play lightly, and we can't take any moment we have for granted. That we're continuing to do the things that got us here from the very beginning of camp till now. We're doing the same thing. We're sticking to what got us here. We're sticking to our traits and our process of trying to be excellent and trying to reach for perfection. And I think that mindset has brought us a long way, and it's keeping us focused. We were never worried about any outside noise, and we're not going to let that stop us now. Because the only people that can stop us is us. So we're holding each other accountable to staying focused on our goal and holding each other accountable on all things that we do. So. Thank you.